back to another episode. We've had a short break. We went over to America. We've done bits and pieces over there, but we're holding that back for another time. So this week's episode is actually me and Richard took the camera down to the All Breeds All Britain Calf Show only on the Saturday. We were only able to film on the Saturday, unfortunately, but we interviewed a few people. It was really good. I'm not going to go too much into what that's about. This little section here, we're just going to fill you in. We're pushing on with the sale now. We've now booked a room at a hotel. The Friday night, what is the 24th of April, we're hosting a question and answer panel. We're hoping that as many of you can make it. We're going to get 3 or 4 people from around the world to sit there, maybe a bit of music, maybe able to discuss a little more about the lots. We're booking in lots all the time. I know originally we mentioned we might be doing something at the football ground, but plans have just changed recently, so we really think this is great. This was actually requested by one of the people who consigned it at our sale, that we did a question and answer thing. So we're using this hotel. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I think the people on the panel will release slowly who's going to be on it are going to be great, and it'll be really, really interesting to come along to that. This is only 2 miles away from the actual from where we're hosting the sale, so it's a perfect place to stay the night before, and then you've got loads of time to come down to the sale itself early morning, where we're going to be hosting a breakfast this year. So we felt at PCTV we maybe haven't talked about the sale just enough, so that's a little update of what we're doing. We've maybe got 30 potential lots consigned so far, but the main focus has just been sort of logistics and organising sort of things like this. So hopefully this is offering a bit more to the sale, a bit more to making it a great event for you guys. So I'll move on to what the rest of the episode is going to be on. That's going to be on sort of interviewing people who go to the All Britain Calf Show, why they go, and what they get out of sort of being a young breeder and showing at the All Breeds All Britain in Peterborough. Right, good afternoon. This is our first interview of today. As you can see, we're sporting the new merchandise, and people have been good enough to talk to us. We're going to give some of our t-shirts out. I've got Phil Harrell here, and now we're at the All Breeds All Britain. Phil's a coordinator for Shropshire Holstein Club, so we're going to ask him why does he come along to these shows, what's important to him, and why does he like the All Britain so much. So if you want to just have a chat, Phil.
Yeah, no problem, Tom. Yeah, basically All Britain, like I was a young breeder many years ago, and this is where the young breeder, the whole institution, is where I've met most of my friends. I've got a daughter myself, me and my wife Jane, and we feel that it would be to her benefit to sort of have the same benefits we had when we were growing up. She loves it. We've been coming here for 5 years. She's showing jerseys this morning. She is also she's showing Holsteins tomorrow, and we've got a real good enthusiastic club in Shropshire. A lot of young ones. Some of them are here for the first time, and they're having a ball. Some first time showing people in the ring, and they've done exceptionally well today. And it's just lovely to see them all doing what they enjoy doing with a smile on their face, meeting fellow breeders from other clubs, and I just feel they'll get so much out of it, so many life skills that I got out of it, and a lot of my friends. It's a great venue here at Peterborough, second year, and works really well. Mostly you can get on a good job at getting it off here. Yesterday was a bit, yeah, I just think young ones get so much out of it. It's a tremendous organisation, the young breeders. Long may it continue, whether it be here or elsewhere.
Yeah, I feel that it's not really about the venue as such, it's just about the people. As long as the people are able to travel there with the right roads, it's about just the collaboration of the whole country meeting once a year.
Definitely.
And do you feel like that obviously there's a qualification stage, especially with the Holstein? Do you feel that's beneficial for the show? Do you feel that it maybe could be better if it was an open show, or do you feel that coming as a club is a better idea?
Yeah, I'd come as a club because it gives them that competition element, and it's a big step up coming here. A lot of, as clubs are getting smaller, less people showing animals for young stock or even cows nowadays. That's a big step up. So you're going from a class of maybe 5 or 6 that qualified to a class of 20 to 25 in there, and like some of them younger ones have done it for the first time and coped really well. But you know, the next few years they'll have that experience of being in that sort of ring of that size, because that's quite daunting for them. But they've coped really well today, you know, of all clubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that, you know, because all the colour breeds here don't have to qualify. I do think it's important to qualify. It gives them that competition element, because it is a competition at the end of the day.
Yes.
So it gives them that element, and you know, they have to learn. Can't always be at the top, you know, and I think that's good for them in the future.
I think it does you good to. I know me especially. I know Richard did the same. I think James and Ross did the same as well. We started off and we went along, and 9 times out of 10 we didn't have a car fault qualified. But it does you good to show other people's animals and learn how they do it. One, you can learn off them, but 2, you have to respect that everyone has their own individual way of doing something.
No, that's right. You know, we've got a team of 10 calves here for Shropshire, and you know, they're all from different breeders, and they're all on different diets at home, and you know, some of them are on a hay diet, some are on straw. I think it's important that the young ones learn that they're not always on the same diet, and each breeder has asked them, you know, that's the way I want them fed, and they're following it through. And yeah, you know, it's great for them. But there is different ways of getting there, and they do have a lot of respect, because a lot of them aren't showing their own calves, they're showing somebody else's. And it's nice that breeders are given that opportunity. You know, we're very lucky in the industry that we are quite a close-knit community, and the Holsteins, and it is good that everybody, you know, breeders will give a little chance to leave calves. So yeah, no, I think it's a great, you just go down them lines and see them kids running about. It's fantastic.
Well, maybe we should do that. We're going to wander down the lines. I think the Holstein Championship roughly will be starting for their showmanship now. So we'll maybe head down there and see if we can catch one of the judges, or maybe even someone who's won the class. So thanks a lot, Phil. Appreciate
thanks,
that.
Tom.
We'll get you your t-shirt.
Yeah, brilliant.
Okay. So in a young breeder's life, this is possibly the biggest moment of their career. We're now about to enter the championship lineup. We've got 2 of our friends, Izzy Jones and Stephanie Doherty, who are the judges today. And this is their final lineup. They've picked the top 2 out of 4 age groups, starting off around the sort of 8 and 9 age group, going all the way up to 26, 27. And the top 2 out of each age group across the whole country are now coming into the ring. So they've whittled them down to 8 handlers. And this is a massive opportunity to get in this final 8. Is one of the biggest moments of any young breeder's life. So we're just going to film now for a few seconds just to show the standard of what Britain has to offer in showmanship today.
So there's done the Holstein Championship. We've got this first day here on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Back into the centre ring with a very important job on our judges. Isabel Jones and Associate Judge Stephanie Doherty. So I'm sure they're very excited to have their first and second place winners of the classes in front of them. And it will not be long before we have the champions now on the bench.
It's championship time. I think it's always nice to see first and seconds come back out, and you can really see the style that you've been going for. And Steph and I together, because it's been a team effort, and I really appreciated her comments today. We've been looking for people that are calm and that have style, but above all else, they've shown their hands off to the best of their ability. So that's enough of me talking anyway. And now, I'm sure you all want to have a big party and find out who is going to be your 2019 champion showman. So come on everybody, let's start that clap going.
as you can see, I'm with Jodie Knutsford of the Riverdale Holstein Herd. This is what she's won today, what was reserve champion handler. Do you want to say a little bit about your history of HYB? You've obviously shown her before once or twice.
Yeah, okay, so I've been in HYB as long as I can remember. My dad's a huge participant in the Western Holstein Club, and he always has been. So I was kind of brought into it at a very young age. I think my youngest, I was about 3 or 4 when I first showed a calf, and then I've been coming to the All Britain every year since I was about 10 years old maybe. So.
And have you won here before?
I've won the junior class before when I was 12 and I'm now 18, so this is the second time I've ever won my class, which is exciting.
Yeah, so it's taken you sort of 6 years to actually win here again.
Yeah.
And how much effort and time do you have to put into the calf to stand at the top?
So I started training her in June, July time. And
so
then,
that's like, what, 4 months ago?
Yeah, so she's been so good, bless her. She's been really absolutely great for me. But yeah, most nights or every night when I was first training her, getting her out for half an hour to an hour, having a walkabout, giving her some corn for a treat after she's done really well. And then I've been at university recently, so it's been about twice a week at the weekends, but she's still doing so well for me, so I'm really happy.
Oh well, congratulations. This is the standard. If any of you out there, budding young handlers, want to reach this level, this is the kind of thing you have to select your calf 4 months before. This is quite often what happens, and it's relentless. It's training them every night, it's getting that bond. And as you can see, it's much, you can be as good as you want to be, but unless these girls do their job on the day as well, then you don't get the results. So as you can see, to me she's looking a little tired now, so we'll let Jodie and what's her name?
Advantageous.
Let Jodie and Advantageous go back and get some food and have a little sleep. So thanks for talking to us, and I'll help you back with these. So Izzy, Steph and Ted have been kind enough to give up their time this afternoon.
Ted, not so much.
Ted not so much, but he's here anyway. So we're going to just ask a little bit about how they managed to start off in young breeders, progress through the whole programme, and then they finally ended up judging what's one of the biggest honours you could probably get as a sort of young breeder into the sort of adulthood out after that. So it's a big honour. These two were reserve and associate today, so if they can just maybe give a bit of your background of how you got into young breeders and sort of what got you to this stage today of judging the show.
So our parents, Andy and Jane, are first generation pedigree dairy farmers, and so it's not like we had much experience before, and when they decided that they wanted to grade up, we were only young at the time, and they decided they wanted to go to a few local shows or whatever. And basically at the start, with it, like, obviously clubs do clipping demonstrations.
Yeah.
So my mum and dad used to take me as, like, I'm not even lying, I think I was about 4, and they used to pretend they were going to teach me, but really it was just that they could get an idea of what was going on. And basically just learn from, we literally started off, like I said, David Hastings used to call us the push me pull yous when we arrived at a show, because
take 2 of us to drag one of our cars round.
And then just obviously we've got that competitive edge in us, and we wanted to get better and be good.
Yeah.
And in our area at the time, we lived in Cheshire when we were young, which is like the heart of the dairying industry at the time in the UK. So there was a lot of good people in our area to kind of look at and learn from, and so that's what basically went from there.
I think probably by the time we were both sort of 16 and 18, we used to go out showing with Painley, so with Dave Hastings and Jane Harrell used to take us to all the shows, and
basically they just
teach
gave
us
us
how to care for them, definitely not drink any alcohol.
They used to pay us in beer money, but we loved it.
Yeah, we did.
So do you find that it's important that when you finish at about 26, 27, it's important after that, when you're 30 or 32, to come back and either become a coordinator or a judge, or somehow influence like the next stage? Is that an essential part of what you try to do?
Yeah, well, I think when we think about how we've grown up within the industry and how the people that have helped us, well, I think it's really important for us to be able to give back to that next generation and make sure that we have people who want to come to shows, we have people that like nice pedigree Holsteins, and really helping to to improve that next generation, whether it's as a judge or as a coordinator or even just somebody that lends somebody a car, you know, all those things help support people.
And like, people were very good to us when we were little, and we tried to kind of replicate that and do the same for people in our area. Like, we always have a lot of historically we've had quite a lot of like showmanship demonstrations, and we've provided a lot of carves for people that maybe we've got quite a lot of TB around our area, so people can't have their own calves even when they want to. So try to help people out that way, because like, you really have to give back. People have given for you, so you have to give back.
Yeah. No, it's massive. I mean, to come here, judge this, what I regard as one of the biggest honours, and absolute congratulations for you doing it. I think you've done a fantastic job today. I'm very proud that I think between us all at PCTV and you guys both work in the industry, don't you, Steph? You're at Genus ABS.
Yeah.
What's your role there?
So I'm a siren analyst for Europe for
So
Genus
Steph,
ABS.
and you're within the industry as well, Izzy. What's your role?
I work as an editor at Holston International.
So this isn't just a day-to-day job to people. Our hobbies are our lives, are our jobs, are our industry, and I think we can see the passion, and hopefully young Ted will be back here in
Sorry, viewers.
a couple of years' time.
not
You might
on
be
PCTV.
gracing this ring soon. I think we might be able to get you a little
I
T-shirt
think
as
it's
well.
RB, the cameraman.
So thanks a lot, and we'll move on. Thank you.